I'm Sara. I'm on a drink and a bed. I did stuff in this series.
Yeah, I'm Shannon. Just since I'm probably going to upload these on different days, we are doing this the same day as our commentary for the first two episodes. Here's Orla in Christy's bedroom.
The sheets on her bed are Marvel sheets, and they belong to me. I bought them purely because there is a single panel with Natasha Romanoff on it. She's Black Widow, for those of you who don't know. And Clint's in that panel, too, except they cut his head off. Poor Clint.
This is the second time we shot this scene, because we shot it with the original Wendy Mary first.
The mug was given to me by Cassie for Christmas, and I loved that mug. And then right before we moved out of the dorms, I had it sitting on a pizza box, and my elbow hit the pizza box, and it launched the mug into the wall, and it shattered.
I mean, not the whole mug shattered, but, enough of it shattered.
Yeah, it was, to the point where a lot of people were, telling me to put it back together, and I'm like, even if I did, it's not gonna hold any liquid.
The music note mug was, Teresa's. Christy gave it to her for Christmas.
Teresa was in Marching Chiefs, which was the marching band.
Mm-hmm. So she was very busy.
Once football season ended, we saw her a lot more.
I really love Orla's outfit. And your outfit. I remember we talked about this before, how she's very white in these scenes, and you're very black. And I don't know what that would mean symbolically, but it looks really good.
That is my rhymes with witch hoodie.
That's what she calls it.
Lindsay wears it when she kills John Thomas.
Yeah.
Later on.
That's Kaya.
Kaya's great.
Kaya was in film school, so she was really busy, so we really couldn't give her a bigger part.
She technically wasn't allowed to be in this anyway.
Yeah, well, this wasn't a club event.
The guy's legs that you see are Orla's now ex-boyfriend, Bryce.
But he's Grant in the next episode.
I love those boots so much.
I just love this whole scene.
Those are mine.
It was filmed really well. Derek and I were cinematographers. There's Play It Safe.
Yeah, I was directing, and I walked up there, and I saw that sign, and I was like, she's gonna be sitting in front of this.
And then
because that's just too funny.
We didn't not that we planned the costumes a lot, but I think everyone's costumes just look really good together. I remember it was really cold out. This is supposed to take place.
Were so cold.
This is supposed to take place in early November, but we were filming it a little later. And I remember Orla was like, Shannon, can I wear the TARDIS hat? And I was like, yeah.
Wendy's a giant nerd.
Derek is balancing on that spiral thing that you saw in the last shot to get this shot of me. And that's why the camera's shaking slightly. So kudos to you, Derek. He was always dedicated to getting the perfect shot. Sometimes too dedicated. But yeah, I really like that scene. I really liked Murphy as Kate. We didn't mention her.
Yeah. I wish we could have used her more.
Yeah, we wanted to bring her back, but
it just
didn't work out.
Also, she was really busy. She was in a sorority.
That's right. That's the shot we just saw. Started to add more Elliot because he's actually in it from now on. And that shot from the last episode.
I just saw that, Adrian's hair, that when it's blonde and it's clipped off to the side like that, makes me think of Bobby Morse for some reason.
I see it. So this episode, I mentioned for Cardboard Box, it's one of the few episodes that shares the original title. This episode also shares the original title, but the case is not featured at all in this episode. As you may have noticed, you never see anyone who's involved in the case, which I really enjoyed. This episode went through a lot of variations in script writing.
We were originally going to include the case because it's a case we both really like.
But then it was just we'd have to cast at least 3 other people.
Yeah,
if not more.
And 2 of them
would have been long, and this jacket is Punky Fish, which is a British line. I got it in England. When I was
Orla, just shove her into the car. Just shove her.
I got it in England when I was 12, so it is slightly too small for me. You can see that it's a little too short, but I will never get rid of it.
Buy a new one.
In England?
Everything's online now.
Ah, that's true. I did that thing where I was like, look at my hair.
Wiggins is just like, yeah, bro, I'm on your bed. So, done any drugs lately?
Sherlock does a lot of stripping. Look at me in my hair.
Yeah, I think you do more stripping than I do. We see my boobs more.
Yeah.
But you do more stripping than I do.
I have to compensate.
Yeah. Then we gotta show the butts or no one wants to watch it. That's a reference to The Room, by the way.
This is the first time we're going to see Sherlock's closet, which is an important plot point later.
Yeah, Sherlock's closet, where she spends a lot of time when she's not dating Aaron, or when she is dating Aaron.
You can see the tin can on the windowsill. I was going to say, I think that Wiggins is asexual.
It's convenient.
Never said, but
yeah,
I think so.
It's convenient that your name and Sherlock's name have the same first letter.
Yeah, so I could use that S. Hey, same 2 first letters.
Yo.
Whoa.
I share no letters with Jamie. Except for the letter A. And
but yeah.
An I. No, I don't even... Do I have an I in my name at all? No.
Well, her first
Some
name is
E's.
Harriet, so R and E.
That's true.
But there's an S in her last name.
Yeah.
If you rearrange all the letters of Sarah Renee Weatherby, you actually get Harriet Jamie Watson.
If you throw the Elizabeth in there, you really...
Almost, except
Ow.
for the J. Well, why'd you hit your teeth with a bottle?
Know.
This shirt, Sherlock wears quite a few times. I also wore it in the Blair Goddess Project. Sarah also wore it in the Blair Goddess Project. So it's been through some...
Is that the one that you always give me?
Yeah, because it's stretchier.
Yeah, that's the shirt that Shannon gives me when she picks me up from work and I don't have a change of clothes. Until I changed different work location. Same job, different work location. And they never gave me a uniform. And we're just like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want. And that was great. The only problem was I had to wear non-slip shoes.
Here he is.
Mr. America.
Everyone loves him. And suddenly it gets darker outside the window. This is like the first real scene we filmed with him. We filmed his vlogs first, right? Before
Maybe
else?
all I remember about that is I fell asleep on the couch, and when I woke up, Scott and Mary were both there.
Yeah, because we did the birthday.
And I was
Eliza's
so
birthday.
confused because I woke up and then Scott was there. And Mary was sitting behind me. And so I was like looking at Scott and I was being like, when did you get here? And he was like, after she did. And then I turned around and Mary's all just tucked up in the chair and she's like, hey. And I'm just like,
That business card comes back. Are you going to tell the story of that line?
I added that line after Elliot left the audition room.
Yeah, like, so Sarah immediately was like, Elliot is Stanley. He is. I was inclined to cast him as Wiggins because I guess I just had a slightly different Stanley in my head. But once in the audition room, I think Mally auditioned and I was like, okay, Mally for Wiggins and Elliot for Stanley. And then you were like, and he can have this line that's like, my pronouns are he, him.
Yeah. Just to kind of confirm that, yes, he's trans. But yeah, no, it was just, Elliot just had like that perfect amount of just like awkwardness and like hero worship and then just like...
And I also like, going back to the he, him line, I like that...
The Dream by Jennifer Catania.
I like that Wiggins and Sherlock both automatically put that on a coaster.
He is so... He's sad that we never got a scene with him and Elliot in the same scene.
I like that Sherlock and Wiggins both automatically refer to people as they. Like, if they don't know yet, Sherlock refers to clients and stuff as they. But Sherlock then refers to Stanley as Mr. Hopkins during the scene.
I was like, you have to do the Kill Bill sirens here. You have to.
Because Sherlock
perfect.
figures can figure out gender quicker. But yeah, Kill Bill siren. This was originally a scene with John. The scene that he's like describing. So there was no script for this. We were just like, Elliot, we have to fill in this blank. Here's what you need to say. Yeah, Scott.
You know what? I don't. Scott didn't drop out. Scott stopped returning our phone calls.
Sarah, I don't know if I can put that in.
You can just bleep me out. I don't care. I've had 2 bottles of
It was fine
alcohol.
though. It was fine though because
It worked out. I'm just pissed
we would have.
because it's very
I
unprofessional.
think if we had him, we would have had too much to film. I think because there was originally so much stuff with John.
Someday he will audition for something of mine, and I'm just gonna throw him out the door. Just throw him out the door.
But
Goodbye.
Yeah, so that's Elliot doing a vlog.
I'm so mad.
This establishing shot at the door because I decided I needed establishing shots.
And then Sherlock decides to take Wendy because why wouldn't she take someone who hates her?
Yeah, Sherlock's trying really hard to not like Stanley, I think.
This is another moment where it was like,
Sarah was just eating an apple.
yeah, I was hungry, and so I'm eating on camera because otherwise I'll delay everything.
And that bite was just, you did it.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
I think I was like, as I was doing the scene, I was like, I'm gonna take a bite at the end when it all goes quiet.
I really love this scene. I'm just like, I don't even know what I love about it. But
whenever anyone's like, oh, I don't like Wendy because she hates Sherlock, I'm just, which, you know, we have a very small fan base, so there's only a few of people who are like,
you
I
just
don't like
want to
Wendy.
point him to this scene where she
I'm just
explains
like,
all her motivation.
Everything is every single reason she has that she hates Sherlock is completely justifiable. Like, it is completely reasonable for those, she's just a very angry person.
Her hate towards Stanley is a little bit less justifiable.
But
it's tangential to the hatred for Sherlock, and it's still, there's a reason. Like, Jamie explains it later. It's like, well, you were, stalking me.
Yeah, she wouldn't have held on to that grudge if he hadn't all of a sudden been spending all of his time with Sherlock.
Yeah.
You know.
I loved that thing that she did.
That's good.
With her hands.
Good for her. Now I'm all angry about Scott. I'm like trying to... It's so dumb, but I'm still angry. I'm just like, it's just...
Sherlock always wears her sunglasses outside because I'm really sensitive to the sunlight.
Also, Shannon is blind as fuck.
Yeah, they're prescription sunglasses.
Like, my eyes are bad, hers are worse.
Also, this shirt Sherlock wears, she shouldn't wear it. It's the word love over and over and over again. But, like, you can't really tell by looking. And it's a cool shirt.
Sherlock just liked the shirt.
Yeah.
And then realized after she purchased it and took the tags off that it had the word love on it. This is the worst day of Wendy's life.
I know. That's a stock scream.
And then...
So he talks for forever, so we have plenty of time. So in the original story, it's so good. This woman is kidnapped and by one of her admirers. Her other admirer is her boss, and
she's like engaged to be married
to a completely other person who you never meet. And so the like really bad admirer kidnaps her along with his friend, who's like a minister who got kicked out of the ministry. And Sherlock and Watson are there, and they run into the boss, who's like, where is she? And there's, like, a moment of confusion, and then they hear her scream, and they go find her. And she's, like, half faint, and they've just gotten married, and the mean guy is like, you're too late, she's my wife now. And then the boss is like, no, she's your widow, and then shoots him. And it's, like, the best scene ever. Like, who does that? I always say people in fiction, not in real life, just need to, like, shoot each other more often, because that would solve some problems sometimes with villains. So it's just a great scene. And then, of course, Holmes pulls out his gun and is like, no, stop, no shooting each other. And the guy ends up living, which really upsets the boss.
That sweater is the best sweater, I just want to say, because not only does it show off my boobs, it is incredibly soft.
But
even though it makes me look really short.
That was the scene that we really wish that we could have done, I think. Of course, we have it as Bobby, the roommate, who's a girl, punches the guy in the face because why would she have a gun? But Cassie looks great in this scene.
Cassie always looks great.
But I really wish we could have had that scene because it was really good. But, like, then we would have had to cast 3 or 4 people and do a fake punch, which is hard.
And then we would have wanted to do the scene where you fight the guy in the restaurant and...
Yeah, because we didn't mention that when Sherlock comes back with a bruise on her face, we had written a scene where Sherlock fights the guy, but it's not focused on her, it's focused on Eliza sitting in the restaurant criticizing food, while Sherlock just kind of gets thrown into the screen every once in a while.
Yeah.
And that was never technically written out. We were just never able to film it, and it was like, well, it's fine when you cut between the two.
Here's what I remember about filming this scene. Elliot and you were wearing long sleeves. It was blazing hot. This was in, like, September. I had a migraine, and then when Kaya showed up, because Derek was filming, Kaya and I were, like, talking to each other really, really quietly, and I was like, hey... what's up? And she's like, I'm not feeling too good. And I'm like, me neither, I have a migraine. And she was like, yeah, I'm hungover. And I'm like, great. So we have the exact same symptoms.
This scene.
And then, was this the night when you-know-who got really, really drunk? Because I think it might have been.
I don't remember. I remember, though, the next day... Or was it the next day? Someone came up to Elliot in class and was like, hey, you were filming outside my window for a really long time, and had a picture of us from her window. And it was
like, I forgot about that, but that is like so creepy.
She was trying to sleep because it was like a Saturday or something. This was before we learned how long it would take Elliot to say his lines, which, to be fair, Stanley has some really long monologues.
And, you know... all of us are awful when it comes to very long monologues.
Yeah, and so, like, these first few scenes with Elliot, we planned a lot less time than we needed. So we got better at planning later on, and it was fine, but... Because, yeah, this was really, like, the first time we filmed full scenes with him.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
I know. We break the 180 rule here. It really bothers me.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's not, like, too bad, but it bothers me enough. Can you get your head off my shoulder?
No, I like it. You're my friend. I love you.
No, stop this.
I'm cuddly like an octopus.
I remember Elliot had a thing where he was like, Stanley's gonna wear necklaces, which I don't think he maintained that.
No, he maintained the long sleeves, though.
Yeah, he decided that Stanley wears long sleeves. He did wear necklaces for most of it, but he decided that Stanley wears long sleeves. Which, when he was first like, yeah, Stanley wears long sleeves, I was like,
you're gonna have fun with that.
Oh, no. And then Elliot was like, yeah, just because he wishes he could always wear a blanket. Which is, like, the most innocent, sad little thing. And then Elliot hated it because he was hot, and it was, like, hard for him to pick out outfits and stuff.
Sulky sulk.
But... those vinyl pop figures in the corner are mine. It's Ray and Captain Phasma.
There is nothing in that cup, which is very obvious. And that's, like, one thing that I was, like, always prided myself in our web series. Is I'm like, most web series don't put liquids in their cups when they're on screen.
It's probably but ours for the
almost
best, though.
Always, because we were on... There was several moments where I was just like, honey, you would have just dumped that entire cup of tea out.
Yeah, and we were on Christy's bed. But yeah, I love that, like, Wendy's kind of this, like, seems kind of above everything, and then you go in her room and she's got some Star Wars figurines and Marvel sheets and a Doctor Who pillow.
She's like, a fucking nerd.
She is.
She works in the IMAX of a science museum.
Yeah, named after an Arthur Conan Doyle character. I should have mentioned that in the last commentary.
There's actually, it's the Challenger Museum, and there's actually a Challenger Museum in
it's not called
Tallahassee.
The Challenger Museum?
It's something, yeah.
It's Challenger, like, Center or something like that.
Because that's where there is an actual IMAX in it. So it's one of those, like, weird little...
But yeah, Challenger, Arthur Conan Doyle's other, like, major character is a Professor Challenger. So when Sherlock starts to explain it's named after this little-known sci-fi character, it is that. Because this whole town is actually the Arthur Conan Doyle town. This is cute. God. Elliot was here during sound that day.
And all he kept on saying was, the tongue is a muscle. I think he said other things, but that was just gross.
I almost made him leave the room. But then
Because it was, yeah, because it was making Orlo really uncomfortable.
Because
it was making Orlo really uncomfortable.
And then Cassie's really funny.
That's cute. Oh, you can tell her hair is significantly shorter.
Oh yeah, her hair changes lengths for like 3 episodes.
Well, that was
episode 3.
That's great.
Yeah, she's just called the attendant.
What else would we call her?
That was originally supposed to be
drug pusher
inside somewhere. It really makes no sense for it to be at a playground, but like we couldn't find a decent location.
We couldn't find a drug den.
Yeah, we were trying to find somewhere kind of like abandoned, and we didn't want to use the graffiti place again because that was so like Moriarty. Which that graffiti place is just like these random.
I don't even know what they're supposed to be.
Rooms.
Trash collection?
I don't know. It's weird.
They're very strange.
Is there a blooper at the end of this one? No. All right, thanks for listening.
I gotta go pee.
And watching.